superstars make big plays at the big moments, Musa.
It was amazing, and I was at the game.
You were at the game? Did you ask him to come on the show? Welcome back to Your Detroit Now. We got a great episode ahead of us talking Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, U of M, and MSU. Musa, you ready?
Yeah, before we get into things, Rabbit sponsorship. Today's segment is brought to you by DocShop Pro, the smarter way for medical practices to save on supplies. From everyday essentials to premium equipment, DocShop Pro delivers trusted brands at unbeatable prices. Streamline your office, cut costs, and keep Detroit's healthcare moving with DocShop Pro.
Special thanks to DocShop Pro. All right, Musa, let's talk about the Lions shootout against the Cowboys, 30-44 at Ford Field, Thursday Night Football. Musa, what did you think of the game?
It was amazing, and I was at the game.
You were at the game?
Yeah,
Tell us about the game.
it was amazing. I had it was great seats. It was great plays on the field. It was really loud there, and I took a picture with Calvin.
You took a picture with Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Did you ask him to come on the show?
Uh, didn't have time. He went into his suite too soon.
You froze up, Musa. You froze up in the moment.
I also saw Barry and Cade.
You got to ask these guys to come on the show. We saw Cade Cunningham on the Thursday Night Football talk show before the game. He was rooting for the Cowboys, unfortunately, so can't have that. But you got
Yeah,
to get these guys the invite, Musa.
I know.
Froze.
Pros.
The superstars make big plays at the big moments, Musa.
Well, you go to MSU. You have great athletic people there. How come you don't ask them to come on?
Hey, this is not about me. Let's talk about the Lions. Musa, why don't you talk about the game leaders?
Gladly. Dak Prescott, 31 for 47, 376 yards, one touchdown, and two picks. That is pretty good, decently. Jared Goff, 25 for 34, 309 yards, and one touchdown. He also had a good game. Javonte Williams, 17 carries, 67 yards, and one touchdown. David Montgomery, surprisingly, is our rushing yards leader with 6 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown.
That was surprising to me. I thought for sure it'd be Gibbs, but like you said, he didn't. Like you said before the show, Gibbs didn't play that well on the ground except for the 3 touchdowns, only having 40-plus yards.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, 6 receptions, 121 yards, and he got a concussion during the game. That's tough to see. J-Mo, 7 receptions, 96 yards. James Houston, the former Lion, had one sack against Penei Sewell, who had 0 sacks allowed the entire season. Al-Qadim Mohammed had 3 sacks. I don't know why this guy didn't start in any of the games, any of the previous games.
Al-Qadim Muhammad is kind of carrying the defensive line, isn't he?
He is, and isn't it a bit concerning how he has more sacks the entire season than Aiden?
Yeah, Al-Qadim's got 9 sacks where Aiden Hutchinson has 8.5. Aiden Hutchinson is our franchise guy. So I'm very concerned about what we're going to do with that situation. Hutch is not recovering as well as some of us thought he would from that brutal leg break that he had last season, and honestly might not even win comeback player of the year.
Not at all. Duran Bland, 7 tackles for 4 solo, and Jack Campbell, 12 tackles for 6 solo.
All right, Musa, let's talk about team stats. Dallas had 417 total yards versus the Lions 408. 3 turnovers for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions. And then Jack Campbell punched out a fumble versus the Lions, 0 turnovers. So totally destroyed that stat. 25 first downs for the Cowboys versus 20 for the Lions. 7 for 76 penalties for the Cowboys versus 8 for 50 that the Lions had. Third downs, they went 6 for 15. We went 3 for 8. Fourth downs, 2 for 2 were the Cowboys, and 0 for 0 were the Lions. Dan Campbell had no big decisions to make when it came to fourth downs. Red zone, they were 1 for 3, and the reason we probably won this game, Lions were 4 for 5 in the red zone. Time of possession went 31-23 Cowboys to 28-37 Lions. Musa, that red zone dominance is so nice to see. Considering where we've been all season, 4 on 5 in the red zone is great.
Yeah, it truly is.
All right, Musa, let's talk about Jahmyr Gibbs. 3 touchdowns to tie Barry Sanders for most touchdowns before the age of 24. Is he going to break it next week?
If he doesn't, he still has 3 more games to go.
I have no doubt he'll break it. 3 touchdowns on the ground. My question to you, Musa, Jahmyr Gibbs, Offensive Player of the Year?
Probably not. I mean, like, I see guys like Puka, JSN, Jonathan Taylor on track. He's probably somewhere in that conversation, but I don't think he will win it.
Oh, maybe I'm a little bit biased, Musa, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs has a real shot at Offensive Player of the Year.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a shot. He could realistically win it. I'm just saying there's so many guys who have better chances.
We'll have to wait and see on that. However, Musa, let me call my player of the game. My player of the game is going to be Jack Campbell, 12 tackles, 6 solo, 1 forced fumble, and what should have been a safety on Dak Prescott. I don't know what the referees saw when it came to the football not totally being in the end zone. 100% the ball was in the end zone. Should have been a safety on Dak Prescott. Punch out fumble. Jack Campbell, my player of the game.
Great pick. And while we're here, I might as well call my player of the game. My player of the game is going to be Al-Qadim Muhammad.
That's a great pick. We saw him officially pass Aiden Hutchinson, and I'm
Our
a little
friend
concerned about Hutch.
Yeah, Hutch has got to step it up these games. Against, he was really on track of winning Defensive Player last year, but that brutal injury killed his chances, and now he's nowhere near winning Defensive Player or Comeback Player of the Year.
Let's talk about the injuries. Amon-Ra St. Brown coming back. Last night, we thought he'd be out 1 to 2 weeks if we were lucky, missing no time off.
This guy is super tough.
Tough.
While we're talking about injuries, you gotta talk about that brutal killer. Brian Branch tore his Achilles, and he's gonna be out this entire season and might miss early the next season.
Yeah, wishing for a speedy recovery with that. Hopefully we can see him in training camp next year. That is brutal.
I don't know what happened to Kirby Joseph.
I don't think anybody knows what happened to Kirby Joseph. All right, Musa, we got a question later in the show talking about postseason for the Lions. Last week I called that they would miss the playoffs. You have been quiet on it, so I'm not going to ask you, but we're going to talk about it at the end of the show. So let's move over to Pistons. Musa, why don't you start?
Gladly. The Detroit Pistons are first in the Central Division.
Let's go Pistons.
Let's go. With a record of 18-5, let's talk about their most recent win against the Trailblazers. Field goal percentage 46, 3-point percentage 42, turnovers 14, and 37 rebounds.
Let's talk about the team stats. Cade Cunningham, 29 points, leading the team in points. Jalen Duren with 8 rebounds, assists. Cade Cunningham with 9. Cade is playing special basketball. I still think he's, early MVP favorite, but a lot of basketball left to play.
Yeah, and Amelia, I want to talk about something. When the Portland Trail Blazers were up 108 to 103, they had an 80.7% chance of winning with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left, and we came all the way back with that time.
Yeah, that is critical when you see that these guys do not quit. Musa, let's talk about how well the defense is playing. They are second in rebounds, fourth in the league in steals, and they are second in blocks. When it comes to the opponent, they are first in preventing assists. They are third in field goals made on the opponent. So they're holding the defense to only 38% of the field goals made. The other major stat that I wanted to bring up to you, Musa, was defensive turnovers. They're averaging 17.1 turnovers per game that the defense is taking. So defense is playing great on the Pistons, and it's really showing that defense wins championships. So Pistons are 10-2 at home, 18-5 total. The only team, Musa, that concerns me, and we talked about it last week, is OKC. We're not going to see them for a little while, but man, OKC's got it going on right now.
Yeah, OKC is the best team in the NBA when you look at record-wise.
100%. So eventually we will see OKC, and we will not see them until February 25th. So we got a lot of time until then.
Yeah, we do.
Tonight, Pistons will play Milwaukee. A lot of conversation about Giannis in Milwaukee. What's going on there, Musa?
I have no idea.
He's going to be out 4 weeks with a calf strain. He's not happy in Milwaukee, so I have no doubt the Pistons will win this game tonight. They are currently going in with a 77.9% chance of winning, so big expectations for the Pistons. And man, this Detroit basketball is exciting to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
All right, Musa, let's head over to hockey.
Let's head over to Red Wings hockey. We're currently their third in the Atlantic Division.
Let's talk about it. Just took a brutal loss in a shootout to the Blue Jackets, 6-5. Let's talk about the team stats. Red Wings, 33 shots, 15 hits, and 6 penalty minutes, 45.2% on the face-off. Musa, ugly game, but it was kind of a shootout. And second period was awesome. 3 goals each team. Brutal loss, but man, I don't know how I'm feeling about these Red Wings. I called it last week, missing the playoffs. I'm a little bit disappointed in these guys.
Same. I don't know. At one point, they were first in the Atlantic Division.
That's true. They've lost 5 of the last 6.
That is not great at all.
Not good, especially on a team that really our expectations before the season were to make a playoff push. Pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what the Red Wings are doing right, though. Their shots per goals are 30.46%. That is third best in the NHL. And when you talk about overtime losses, they only have 3. That's the 8th best in the NHL. So they're doing some things right. They're doing a lot more wrong. When I look at some of these metrics, I see bottom of the league stats. So disappointed in where the Red Wings are, and yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm kind of at a loss for words with these guys.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on either.
So hopefully they can turn it around. They have a late game tonight against Seattle Kraken at 10 o'clock. Musa, any expectations, anything specific you'd like to see? They go in as a minus 125 favorite.
I will see more shots.
Yeah, they're third best in the league when it comes to scoring from the shots they put up. So I'm with you. Let's put up more and more shots.
I agree.
Let's move over to college basketball. MSU took a brutal loss to Duke, number 4 ranked team in the country. Final score of 60-66. Musa, let's talk about this. 7th seed MSU played Duke in the Breslin Center. Did not look good for the Spartans.
Yeah, you guys did not look good at all.
Well, I don't know about at all. Yeah, Musa, we looked better than Purdue did, though.
But you guys don't look better than Michigan.
That's probably true. You guys are going to play Rutgers tonight. Probably get a big victory. Let's talk about how the Spartans did. Field goal, they were 32%, super low. 3 points, they were 36%, super low. Turnovers 5, that's pretty good, and rebounds 43. Musa, the reason we lost this game is because the field goal and the 3 points. This is our worst game of the season, and it happened at the worst time. Obviously, when the opponent is as good as Duke is, the numbers are going to be lower. However, the Spartans did not have the deep ball today, and they just didn't look as good as they could have. This is not the Spartan basketball we've seen them play.
Yeah, this is just what happens if you're little bro.
Whatever, Musa. 7th seed is not a bad spot to be, but we've
Well,
also
you guys
played real
lost
teams.
us.
We've actually played real teams, Musa.
Yeah, we played real teams too. We destroyed Auburn and we destroyed Gonzaga.
That's it. We've played Arkansas, we've played Kentucky, we've played North Carolina, and we just lost to Duke. Next exciting Big Ten game is going to be against Penn State, December 13th. This one is going to be at Penn State. Spartans should have no problem winning this.
Should have. Which means there's a chance you guys will lose.
There's always a chance, Musa. There's always a chance. Let's talk about U of M playing Rutgers tonight at U of M.
Gladly. Michigan will take on Rutgers at 4 p.m. Michigan has a minus 25.5 spread of winning. They also have a 96.4% chance of winning.
Yeah, that's so dominant the money line's turned off.
Next Big Ten game will be against Maryland at 8 p.m. and the next game will be we will verse Villanova at 6:30.
Looking forward to these games, Musa. Let's head over to college football. MSU and U of M season are both over, but let's take this time to kind of wrap up our final thoughts of where the Spartans and where the Wolverines finished the season. All right, Musa, let's talk about Spartans football. The season is over, but let's talk. Did they meet expectations? Did they not? Spartans most definitely did not meet expectations. We had these guys at least going to a bowl and beating U of M, and unfortunately they ended up only having 4 wins. Spartans fired Jonathan Smith early last week, and they quickly, maybe a little bit too quickly, replaced him with Pat Fitzgerald. In Pat Fitzgerald's tenured career as the head coach of Northwestern, he put an overall record of 110-101, winning 52% of the games. His Big Ten record, however, was 66-92. A lot of people loved this hire. He had a big opportunity to go to Penn State, allegedly. We have no idea how true this is, but there's rumors that he was interested with Penn State. Spartans picked him up. I have to be honest, Musa, I don't know if this is as big as a home run as everyone is claiming. He did not win much at Northwestern, and I don't know what people believe in that say he's going to win a lot now. It's very interesting what the university is doing with the athletic program. They are investing $1 billion in the athletic program with the For Sparta initiative. So very interesting to see what they're going to do. My projection, early projection, I think they're going to miss a bowl game next year. I think we're not going to win the big games, including U of M and other Big Ten opponents, as this will be his first year as a head coach in the Big Ten since he was let go from Northwestern. So a little bit early for these predictions, but I don't know if it's as big as a home run as some people are talking about here.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't think this was what a Spartans fan expected this offseason.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Jonathan Smith is gone, wishing him and his family nothing but the best, but it just wasn't a good fit here. Pat Fitzgerald is the new guy, and I'm not convinced, but I'm willing to give him a chance. I don't want to go through another season of bad football. It feels like I haven't seen good football being played here in a long time, but it is what it is. We have to be patient in these rebuilds, and with the amount of money they're putting in, it seems like they're doing it the right way.
Yeah, I agree.
So, final thoughts on the Spartans. Did not meet expectations at all this year. But the future is promising.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Musa, why don't you head it over to U of M and just give us your final thoughts on the season?
I'll gladly do that. Let's head over to the Michigan Wolverines. Unfortunately, since we lost to Ohio State, we are not in the playoffs anymore. But we are in a bowl game, and we're projected to be in the Cheez-Its Bowl, but it doesn't say who we will verse.
Musa, you going to have some Cheez-Its during that game?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even like Cheez-Its that much.
Come on, the only good ones are the white cheddar ones, to be honest.
Mm, I, I, I'll have to say original because I don't like Cheez-Its that much.
Well, tell us about your expectations. Did the Wolverines meet them or not?
I mean, it was a huge step up from last year on the offensive side, but the defensive side, I mean, we had so many young players leave. Will Johnson was a junior, Kenneth Grant was a junior, Mason Graham was a junior. We had so many great, and Colson Loveland was a junior. We had so many great players, young players who left last year. Let's talk about some of the recruits we signed. Yes, this early this season. We have we had a number 4 wait. Yeah, we had a number 4 ranked at his position, 6'6", 220-pound, 5-star Carter Meadows, defensive end. This guy is really, really good. Number 6 in the country, coming out of high school. I know this guy. I know that this says he's a 4-star, but technically he is a 5-star. Savion Hyder, number 2 at his position.
All right, Musa, let's hit the phones on some of these questions. First question today comes from Dustin in Flint. Dustin wants to know, how do the Lions get into the playoffs?
It's easy. Win the rest of your games, and we need some point where the Bears or Packers lose like 1 or 2.
Yeah, Lions keep their playoff hopes alive with that Thursday night game against the Cowboys. Lions currently have a 54% chance of making the playoffs, but here is the problem. They're currently sitting at the 8 seed, and all the teams ahead of them have a 90% chance of making it. You're talking the 49ers, the Packers, the Seahawks, Buccaneers, Eagles, Rams, and the Bears. So the problem here is, Musa, I don't see what team will lose. What team's spot will we take?
I mean, I heard the Bucks there. The Bucks we're not having a good season.
Right, but the spot that the Bucks have right now is their divisional spot. So we can't take that spot.
So it's got to be anyone from the NFC North or the top or the
Yeah,
three.
so the only teams it could be are the Bears, Packers, Seahawks, or the 49ers. And I don't see what team we can take their spot. The Bears play the Packers 2 more times. They'll play each other this week in week 14 and again in 2 weeks. The 49ers are on a bye, so their odds will not change for a little while. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Seahawks are playing great football, and I don't know what game they're going to lose next, if any. So, Musa, I am a little bit concerned about what team's spot we're going to take.
Yeah, I'm also very concerned.
So, Lions, all they can do is win out, and what's very interesting is the best scenario for the Lions is a win for the Packers tomorrow. The reason that's the case, then the Packers and the Bears will flip-flop. The Packers will take the 1 seed, and the Lions play the Bears late in the season, week 18. So then we control our own destiny with a Packers win.
We also need the Packers win against them twice.
Well, the Packers just need 1 win for us to control our own destiny.
Yeah, you're right.
So tomorrow, Lions fans, we are rooting for the Packers, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you guys, last minute deal before the season signed Micah Parsons out of nowhere and literally became a good team.
Yeah, so I am a little bit concerned about where the Lions are. I projected that they're going to miss the playoffs. Musa, do you want to make a projection right now?
I want us to make the playoffs. I think we have a good chance.
Oh, Musa, don't get me wrong. I want to make the playoffs. I just don't know what team spot we're gonna take. Not to mention, we still play the Rams, who are the 2 seed right now.
Rams are the 2 seed, and if we win, that would be a um, major step up.
100%. So all we can do is win our games, and that might not even be enough. So we need a little bit of help.
Yeah, we do.
All right, Musa, let's go on to our next question. Comes from Alex in Birmingham. He wants to know, Musa, what is U of M's expectations for next season?
I'm expecting really high for the Wolverines. I want us to get some good guys from the transfer portal, good recruits. I want some guys to come back and not go to the draft. Maybe even make the playoffs and be Ohio State.
I think those are fair expectations for the season you guys had this year. And yeah, I would agree with you. Anything short of that would be a fail. Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. Before we end it, I want to bring one thing up. In the bottom of the description, there is a Gmail account. That is where everyone is able to text in questions. So if you were curious, how do we text in questions to the show? That Gmail account, send your questions to there. We answer all emails, all questions on the show.
Yeah, if you have questions, go type in that Gmail and we'll answer them.
It's yourdetroitnow@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe. Come watch our next video. This is Your Detroit Now.